My name is Rodney Archibald, 3013 Brookstone Drive.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Rodney Archibald. So I agree. I'm a hunter, I'm a fisher. I care about the environment. I work on a farm in my spare time on a neighboring, in a neighboring township. It's just something that I love. I'm a member of Cecil community. I have been for 3 years, and I reside in the township with my wife. I'm an employee of Range Resources. I am the Vice President of Operations, and I oversee many of the operations involved in the production of natural gas from all well sites in the state of Pennsylvania. No matter township or county, our focus is on safety and environment, and that does not change. I have 228 people that are in my reporting structure. These individuals every day, safety and environment is the first topic that we talk about every morning. We start every operation with a safety meeting that confirms that everyone's on the same page. But also, we want to ensure we do things right, and to where we can return to our families the same way we left them. Our divisional headquarters are located here in Cecil. It's not only a great place to live, it is a great place to work. The restaurants, the people. I get questions every day, whether it be from neighbors, from friends, and even from strangers. And that's great. Ask questions. I want you to ask questions. If you don't feel comfortable to ask the question, we have a 24-hour response center where we will take your question in the queue, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Our goal is to be transparent, accessible, and helpful. We offer tours of our sites. If you want to see what we do on a daily basis, come out, come see what we do. See the people that actually work on these sites, how hardworking they actually are. We also hold town hall meetings at our office in Cecil, to where you can come and talk to the individuals that are actually going to be overseeing those operations. So we are proud of our commitment to safety, the environment, and the community. We have demonstrated commitment in a variety of ways. We recently signed a contract for an electric frac fleet, to where it would be quieter than me talking on this microphone, while we're actually doing our operations, we could have a conversation. Okay? We disclose the chemicals in our fracture stimulation operations. Anybody can go to fracfocus.org and see what we are actually pumping. Our production facilities, they meet or exceed state and federal regulations, and we confirm proper operations with our FLIR program, which is completed quarterly. We complete zero emissions flowback. What does that mean? Well, no longer do we flare. No longer do we flow to open top tanks. And we have a standalone safety and environmental compliance department. We pride ourselves on our efficiencies. Our efficiencies are how fast we go and how safe we go. The faster we go, the faster we're done with an operation. Not only is that better for the community, but it also saves us money. After 20 years in the industry, I've been with 3 companies, and I've fracked over 20,000 stages. And I am older than I look, I'll tell you that. We perform at the highest level. I'm proud to work for this company. I'm also proud for the responsible natural gas development in this community. So thank you for allowing me the time to speak. And we look forward to a productive discussion related to the new ordinance.
Good evening. My name is Doug Warzinski, 111 Ashton Court. Thank you for giving me some time today as residents to speak to the board and address this issue. I won't go over a lot of different comments as they're already on the record. I guess I would just remind the board that this is a meeting about the ordinance and the changes and the suggestions from the residents. I would like to submit for the record a specific change, and I'll just read it to you. It'd be easier that way. Changes in site plans for drilling pads or other compressor stations included but not limited to the expansion of ground surface area used and or devoted towards drilling operations requires a new conditional use approval pursuant to the terms and conditions of this section. So I'm not anti-drilling, I'm actually pro-safe drilling. I think there's a reasonable way we can get there, but I think it's important that as we see this development continue to occur in our township, that if they change what they decide to do once they come through here, that they should have to come back through here to make sure you are comfortable with what they're doing. It can't be sort of a open opportunity for them to do what they want once they get your stamp. That's what I would ask you to consider. Thank you.
Hi there, I wasn't going to speak, I was just here to really listen. My name is Colleen Miller, I'm from Windsor Woods, 2011, served Patrick Drive. Been there for about 1.5 years. And the only thing I wanted to ask the board is, would it be prudent to consider anybody on the board that actually may have an investment and sizable investments in property that are being considered or probably are already approved for some of this oil and gas? I would like to see it go into the pockets of Cecil Township, not so much personal pockets. And I don't think anybody here really is objecting to the oil and gas. We just want to be safe, just like you folks. That's all it is. So please give it some consideration. We do like to have money coming into the township any way, shape, or form, providing we are all kept safe and it's for the benefit of the people. Thank you.
My name is Kanish Correa. I live at 1005 Timber Run.
Can't hear.
1005 Timber Run. My name is Kanish Correa. I've lived in Cecil Township for 10 years. I came up here, I wasn't going to originally say anything, but the gentleman from Range Resources kind of piqued my interest. So I did a little Google search on my phone, and it took me about 3 or 4 entries on Google to find DEP orders Range Resources to fix leaking Marcellus well once and for all. This is from January 13th, 2020. I can go through and read this, but I think anybody here who's with Google on their phones can read this. So nobody's talked about when fracking goes wrong. So maybe I urge the residents here
If you
who
wouldn't
are...
mind, if you could address the board.
Sure.
Thank you.
I would like you to consider that, perhaps there have been no accidents here in Cecil thus far, but given the track record of the companies that we're dealing with, and this is not the only incident, that should be a large factor in any future ordinance changes. Thank you.
Merle Lesko, 383 Coleman Road. I do want to make one comment about the gentleman from Range Resources. I have reached out to Range Resources during the time of the construction of the well pad, which my house was actually shaking all day while they're doing this with the roll tamper. So I reached out to them through their online resource. They referred me to a local rep who I called. His name was Bob Trubinsky, who referred me to another rep. His name was Kevin Mastrangelo, which is a local guy who tried to befriend me and say, hey, I know your sister, I know this, I know that. And I said, my concerns are my house is vibrating. I homeschool 2 children at my house who have never been enrolled in school. I didn't just choose to do this yesterday. They've never been enrolled in the school. I've made it clear to the township that they are homeschooled. I am under 600 feet from the existing construction of the pad. When I reached out to them, they just said, oh, it will be okay, it'll be okay, it'll all go away soon. We're going to be done with construction in a week or 2. 3 months later, it was still going on. Then, what I heard was, if you got a problem with it, maybe we'll put you up in a hotel for a weekend or something, give you a break. That's not what I want. I want answers. The biggest thing, and why I'm bringing this up is, when I asked both of those people that I spoke to on the phone and texted, have you been to this site to experience what I'm going through and what my family is going through? And they said, well, no, we haven't. I said, do you have any plans to go there? Well, no, we don't. We don't go to sites like that. That's just for the engineers. I said, so how can you tell me that it's going to be okay when you've never even been there to experience what I'm going through? So the transparency that was put forth is really not there. And I can tell you firsthand, I've got phone records if we need to prove it and go through all this stuff. But here's the thing. They're not even there to see what I'm going through. They don't care what you're going through. They're not the ones that are going to be there. What they told me was, and the range guy said, we'll take you on a tour of a site after it's completed. Not while everything's going on, not while all the noise is going on. After it's completed, sure, it looks like a field with a couple tanks in it. But that's what I got when I called Range Resources. And I want to add one more thing. That project went way over. And so if you look at all their planning, the little asterisk that says, subject to weather, subject to whether we got to it or not, subject to, well, it might be a contractor didn't show up that day. So these plans that are going to take 6 to 8 weeks went to 6 months, went to 7 months. So when is the noise going to stop? Their plans are not set in stone. And I can't imagine when I'm going to have a nice summer day to barbecue less than 600 feet from activity that's going to go 24/7 for God knows how long. Because there's 14 wells that were approved for that site. 4 are supposed to go in this year. How long is it going to be? And I won't have anything to do with it because my land won't be worth crap. Who's going to want to live and look at that and hear it all year long?